Hi children, I welcome you all for the today's English class. Today we are going to see a story from our supplementary reader book It So Happened. Chapter 5. The title of the story is Princess September. Written by the author William Somerset Maugham. Children, before getting to the story, let's listen to the introduction by your teacher.
Hi children, welcome back to the today's session. Today we are going to see a story which was very interesting. How many of you like princess stories? Yes, today we are going to see a princess story from our 5th SR. So supplementary reader, 5th one, chapter 5. The title of the story is Princess September. And the author is William Somerset Maugham. William Somerset Maugham, the title of the chapter, Princess September. Once upon a time, there lived a princess. Her name was September. One day, she received a parrot as a gift from her father. And suddenly, unexpectedly, the bird died. Immediately, with a surprise, a new singing bird came to her place. Let's see the story in this video. Keep watching.
Children, to begin with and to motivate you, here comes a video clip for the story Princess September.
In the bedroom of the princess,
The king and queen of Siam had many daughters, and the queen said that it confused her to have to remember so many names. One day, the king decided to call them January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, till he came to the youngest, whom he called September.
One year, on his birthday, not having anything else handy, he gave each of his daughters a green parrot in a golden cage. The princes were very proud of their parrots, and they spent an hour every day teaching them to talk. Presently, all the parrots could say, "God save the king," and some of them could say, "Pretty Polly," in no less than 7 Oriental languages.
One day, when Princess September went to say hello to her parrot, she found it lying dead at the bottom of its cage. "Oh no! Wake up, Polly! Wake up!"
princess starts crying. Queen entering the room.
"Come on, September. It's time to get ready for the party."
Queen pauses, noticing the crying princess.
"Why? What's the matter, my dear?"
Princess still sobbing.
"My dear parrot is dead." "Guards, come and take this parrot away."
Birds enter the room and take away the cage.
"Come on and get ready, my dear. We will get you a new parrot tomorrow."
Princess crying some more.
"No, I am too sad. I can't go anywhere right now." "Princess, don't cry over a little thing like a bird. Get ready right now, or you can go to bed without any supper."
Queen walks out impiously. The princess continues to cry, lying down on her bed.
A few lines of a loving song are heard.
Princess sitting up.
"Wow, who is it?" "It's me, Princess. I heard you sobbing and came to comfort you." "You can talk?" "Yes, but it must be our little secret. Do you promise not to tell anyone?" "Oh yes, I promise."
In the court, the king and queen are sitting on their thrones and the princesses are sitting next to them.
The next morning, the princess presented her little bird to all her sisters.
"Look, sister, I have a new pet. Sing, little bird." "Twinkle, twinkle, little star." "Not bad. Is that all it can do? Mine can say Pretty Polly." "My little bird can sing many, many songs."
Princess skips around the room with the bird. The sisters whisper among them.
"Mama, look, Papa. My little pet can sing so many songs." "Noisy, I knew. I was right to send you to bed without any supper."
Does this little bird have a song for me?
Bird sings a song praising the kingdom.
Much later. Wonderful. I like this bird much more than the parrots the other girls have.
"But Papa, mine can say Pretty Polly in 7 languages."
That is just like prime ministers. They say the same things in different ways, and none of those ways make any sense.
Early the next morning, the sisters surrounded the princess in the garden.
In the palace gardens.
"Dear September, we have decided to pool our allowance and buy you a new parrot for the one you lost." "But I don't want a parrot. I have my little bird who sings new song to me every day. It even
princess closes her mouth with her hand.
But where is your bird now? Out flying somewhere. It will come back soon. But how do you know? It will come back if you don't keep it in a cage. Is it even your pet? Let us buy you another pretty parrot that you can keep in your room and train to talk. Oh no, I'm quite happy with my little bird. Well, if you are determined to keep that silly little bird, at least put it in a cage. Otherwise, one day it will fly away and never come back.
The royal princesses leave the garden.
Oh, little bird,
There is no reply.
where are you, my little bird? Come here to me. I wonder if my sisters are right. What if my little bird never comes back to me? What if it gets eaten by an eagle? What if it gets lost?
We hear the sound of the bird singing.
Oh, it must be back in my room.
Bedroom of the princess. The bird is sitting and singing a song.
My dear little bird, there are you. I was so worried about you. Hello, dear princess. I had just gone to visit my family. Come, take a look here. I have something to show you.
Princess directs the birds towards the cage. The bird enters the cage and princess quickly shuts it.
What are you doing? My dear little friend, this is for your own safety. Now you will be safe and comfortable here. I will not have to worry about you. Please let me out, princess. I do not like to be in a cage. I am used to fly freely and going wherever I please. Oh, but there are so many dangerous things in the world like eagle and the place cats. They will be safe.
Princess leaves the room. The bird keeps pushing at the door of the cage, trying to get out as the scene ends.
The next day.
Same room. The bird is lying at the bottom of the cage. The princess enters the room and runs to the cage.
Dear bird, what happened? Get up.
Bird slowly sits up and leans against the wall of the cage.
Are you hungry, dear bird? Are you thirsty? Why have you not touched your food and drink? I am sad. Just sing a song. It will cheer you up. I cannot sing. My voice has been locked up by this cage. Leave me alone.
The princess moves to the side of the stage.
What do I do? It breaks my heart to see my little bird so unhappy.
She walks back to the cage.
I am sorry, dear bird. I can't bear to see you waste away in your cage. I was selfish to have shut you in a golden cage because I wanted you to myself. Go. Be free. Fly everywhere you want. Live your life freely.
She opens the cage. Bird immediately comes out and leaves the stage. Princess softly.
Goodbye, dear bird. Be happy.
She starts crying.
Children, let's continue the story by reading the text. Princess September, Chapter 5, Supplementary Reader. Before getting to the story, let's read the Part 1 gist that was given here. Princess September, like each one of her numerous sisters, receives the gift of a parrot in a golden cage on her father's birthday. The parrot dies, and by chance, a singing bird comes in its place. The princess shows off her pet to the sisters, who advise her to put it in a cage. Let's read on the story now. The king and the queen of Siam had many daughters, and the queen said that it confused her to have to remember so many names. One day, the king decided to call them January, February, and March, though, of course, in Siamese, till he came to the youngest, whom he called September. Of Siam had a particular habit. Instead of receiving gifts on his birthday, he gave them. One year, on his birthday, not having anything else handy, he gave each of his daughter a green parrot in a golden cage. The princes were very proud of their parrots, and they spent an hour every day in teaching them to talk. Presently, all the parrots could say, "God save the king," and some of them could say, "Pretty Polly," in no less than 7 languages, Oriental languages. Here, Siam means is a place where it was in Thailand now. Handy means that is easily carry wherever we go. Handy. Oriental means of the east, that is, the Orient means a country of the farthest. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. Here, in this story, the king and queen of Siam had many daughters. The king decided to call them January, February, March, and so on. The youngest was named as September. The king used to give gifts on his birthday. One year, he gave a green parrot in a golden cage to each of his daughters. The princess spent an hour every day in teaching them to talk. After some time, all the parrots could say, "God save the king" and "Pretty Polly." Two main important things in this passages are the king gave a green parrot in a golden cage on his birthday, and all the parrots could say, "God save the king" and "Pretty Polly." One day, when Princess September went to say good morning to her parrot, she found it lying dead at the bottom of its golden cage. She burst into a flood of tears, and nothing that her maid of honor could say comforted her. She cried so much that the maids of honor, not knowing what to do, told the queen. The queen said it was stuff and nonsense, and the child had better go to bed without any supper. The maids of honor wanted to go to a party, so they put Princess September to bed as quick as they could and left her by herself. And while she lay in her bed, crying still even though she felt rather hungry, she saw a little bird hop into her room. She wiped her tears and sat up. Then the little bird began to sing, and he sang a beautiful song all about the lake in the king's garden and the willow tree that looked at themselves in the still water, and the goldfish that glided in and out of the branches that were reflected in it. When he had finished, the princess was not crying any more, and she quite forget that she had had no supper. There was a very nice song. She said, "Maids of honor" means women attending the prince, that is, the labor who used to take care of the princess. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. One day, Princess September found her parrot lying dead in its golden cage. The princess was very unhappy and she kept on crying. After a while, she saw a little bird hopping into her room. She wiped her tears and sat up. Then the little bird began to sing, and he sang a beautiful song. After listening to the bird, the little princess stopped crying and she forgot about the dead parrot as well as she had not eaten the supper. "That was the very nice song," she said. So here the main point of this passage and important thing is a little bird that was a singing bird hopped into her room instead of the dead parrot. The little bird gave her a bow. "Would you care to have me in place of your parrot?" said the little bird. "It's true that I'm not so pretty to look at, but on the other hand, I have a much better voice." Princess September clapped her hands with delight, and then the little bird hopped onto the end of her bed and sang her to sleep. When she woke the next day, the little bird was still there, and as she opened her eyes, she said, "Good morning." The maids of honor brought in her breakfast, and he ate rice out of her hand, and he had his bath in her saucer. He gave to sing again so beautifully that the maids of honor were quite surprised, for they had never heard anything like that. and Princess September was very proud and happy. Now, I want to show you to my 8 sisters, said the princess. She stretched out the first finger of her right hand so that it served as a perch, and the little bird flew down and sat on it. Then, followed by her maids of honor, she went through the palace and called on each of the princes, and for each of them the little bird sang a beautiful song, different song, but the parrots of other princes could only say, God save the king, pretty Polly. At last she showed the little bird to the king and the queen. They were surprised and delighted. I knew I was right to send you to bed without any supper, said the queen. This bird sings much better than the parrots, said the king. I should have got quite tired of hearing people say, God save the king, said the queen. I can't think why those girls wanted to teach their parrots to say it so. The sentiment is admirable, said the king, and I never mind how often I hear it. But I do get tired of hearing those parrots saying pretty Polly. They say it in 7 different languages, said the princess. I dare say they do, said the king, but it reminds me too much of my counselors. They say the same thing in 7 different ways, and it never means anything in any way they say it. Preach means place where a bird sit or rest. I dare say means I agree or accept. That is true. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. So, the little bird asked her, would you care to have me in place of your parrot? Now, after hearing this, Princess September was really happy. Princess September clapped her hands with delight. Delight means joyfully and happily. And then the little bird hopped. Hopped means jumped onto the end of her bed and sang a beautiful song for the princess to sleep. The next morning, when the princess woke up from the bed, the little bird was still there, and she wished her good morning. At breakfast, he ate rice out of her hand. She ate some rice from her hand, and he had his bath in her saucer. Saucer means a cup. Then he sang so beautifully that the maids of honor means servants, were astonished. Astonished means surprised on seeing the beautiful singing bird. They had never heard anything like that. Such a beautiful singing bird everywhere, anywhere. Princess September was very proud and happy about the singing bird. So here the important point is that he sang so beautifully that the maids of honor were astonished. Astonished means surprised. Coming up to the next paragraph. The princess, after she completed her breakfast, she went through the palace and she visited all the princes. At last she showed the little bird to the king and the queen. They were very much surprised and delighted. Delighted means happy. The king said, this bird sings so much better than the parrots. Also affirmed means said that he did get tired on hearing the parrots saying pretty Polly, and the parrots remind him of his counselors. So here the parrots are looking like a counselor as they are saying that pretty Polly and God save the king. On hearing this, the princess became troubled, but Princess September was very happy. So all the other princes, they all got jealous over on the singing bird after getting this appreciation from the king and the queen. And Princess September was really happy after hearing this appreciation from the king and the queen. After here, the main important point, she showed the little bird to the king and the queen and all to her sisters, that is, princes. Let's read the next passages. The princes were vexed at this, and the parrots looked very glum indeed. But Princess September ran through all the rooms of the palace, singing like a lark, while the little bird flew around and round her, singing like a nightingale. Things went on like this for several days, and then the 8 princes put their hands together. They went to September and sat down in a chair round her. My poor September, they said, we are sorry for the death of your beautiful parrot. Must be dreadful for you not to have a pet bird as we have. So we have all put our pocket money together and we are going to buy you a lovely green and yellow parrot. Thank you for nothing, said September. I have a pet bird which sings the most charming song to me, and I don't know what on earth I should do with a green and yellow parrot. Well, my dear, they said, it's absurd to talk of your bird when the little fellow flies in and out just as he likes. They looked around the room and they raised their eyebrows. Vexed means distressed or worried. Glum means sad. Put their hands together means discussed among themselves to take a decision. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. Here, after she showed the little bird to king and the queen, they appreciated her and they surprised on seeing the little singing bird. And they told that they just getting tired of hearing the parrot saying that pretty Polly and God save the king. So on hearing this, the princess, that is the sisters of the Princess September, they all become in a trouble. But Princess September was alone, very happy. After some days, the princess who were feeling very jealous of September and they decided to do something. One day they went to meet her and they convinced her that it was wrong of her to allow the bird fly in and out just as he likes. And they also told that they just collected all their pocket money and they're going to buy a parrot that was green and yellow in color. Do you mind are asking where your bird is now? They said. He has gone to pay a visit to his father-in-law, said Princess September. And what makes you think he'll come back? Asked the princess. He always does come back, said September. Well, my dear, said the eighth princess, if you'll take our advice, you won't run any risk like that. If he comes back, and mind you, if you does, you will be lucky. Pop him into the cage and keep him there. That's the only way you can be sure of him. But I like to have him fly about the room, said the young Princess September. Safety first, said her sisters ominously. They got up and walked out of the room, shaking their heads, and they left September very uneasy. Pop means put or push into. Ominously means threateningly, suggesting that something bad was about to happen. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. So, as they were jealous and they planned to confuse Princess September here, let's see. All the other princes, they asked her where her bird was at that time. And when the princess said that he had gone out to visit his father-in-law, Then they told her to put him in a cage when he returns. Only then she could be sure of him. This made the Princess September anxious, means confused, and worried a lot about the bird. But by now she had become very attached to the bird, so she really was very disturbed on hearing this. The important point that the princess advised September to put the little bird in a cage if she wanted to keep him. Now we are going to start part 2 of the story. Let's see the gist of part 2. Princess September loves the bird far too much to take chances and acts upon her sister's advice. The bird cannot overcome the loss of freedom. Princess September decides to put the bird's happiness above her own. Let's read the story. It seemed to Princess September that her little bird had been away a long time. Something might have happened to him. What with hawks and with snores, you never knew what trouble he might get into. Besides, he might forget her, or he might take a fancy to somebody else. That would be dreadful. She wished he were safely back again. Suddenly, September heard a twit twit just behind her ear, and she saw the little bird sitting on her shoulder. He had come in so quietly and alighted so softly that she had not heard him. I wondered what on earth had become of you, said the princess. I thought you did wonder that, said the little bird. In fact, I very nearly didn't come back tonight at all. My father-in-law was giving a party and they all wanted me to stay. But I thought you would be anxious. Anxious means worried about me. Under the circumstances, this was a very unfortunate remark for the little bird to make. September felt her heart go thump against her chest, and she made up her mind to take no more risks. She put up her hand and took hold of the bird. Snares. Snares means trap for catching bird or animal. Alighted means come down. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. As the princess confused Princess September, and she was much worried about the singing bird. Here she was very worried because the bird did not return for a very long time. In fact, she started thinking that something must have happened to him. Suddenly, she heard a twit twit sound, that is the voice of the singing bird, and she saw the little bird sitting on her shoulder. Now the princess was really happy and relaxed. The princess told the bird that he had been away for a long time and she had become worried about him. The bird replied that he had thought about not returning back at all that night because his father-in-law was giving a party. Everybody wanted him to stay there. As they are in the party, so the little bird, the singing bird, wanted to be there in that party. But he thought that the princess would be anxious, eagerly waiting for the bird, and she may worry about the little singing bird. And that's why he had written, said the little bird. So here the important thing is suddenly she heard a twit twit sound and she got relaxed after seeing the little singing bird. She put up her hand and took hold of the bird. The bird suspected nothing, and he was so surprised when she carried him over to the cage, popped him in, and shut the door on him that for a moment he could think of nothing to say. But in a moment or two, he hopped up to the ivory perch and said, "What is the joke?" "There's no joke," said September. "But some of Mamma's cat are prowling about tonight, and I think you are much safer in there." "Well, just for this once, I don't mind," said the little bird, "so long as you let me out in the morning." He ate a very good supper and then began to sing, but in the middle of his song he stopped. "I don't know what is the matter with me," he said, "but I don't feel like singing tonight." "Very well," said September. "Go to sleep instead." So he put his head under his wing and in a minute was fast asleep. September went to sleep too, but when the dawn broke, she was awakened by the little bird calling her at the top of his voice. wake up, she said. "Open the door of this cage. Let me out. I want to have a good fly while the dew is still on the ground." "You are much better off where you are," said September. Let me out, said the little bird, and he tried to slip through the bars of the cage, but of course couldn't. He beat against the door, but of course he couldn't open it. Then the 8 princes came in and looked at him. They told September she was very wise to take her advice. They said he would soon get used of the cage, and in a few days would quite forget and he had ever been free. The little bird said nothing at all while they were there, but as soon as they were gone, he began to cry again. Let me out. Prowling means moving about quietly. Mama's cats were prowling means moving about quietly. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. Here, after listening to the advice from the Princess September, on hearing this, the Princess September became upset and she decided not to take any risk. She took up the bird and she popped him. Popped means put or pushed into the cage, and she shut the door. The little bird was very sad. He wanted to fly out, and he told the princess that he could not sing if he was kept in the cage. He wanted to see the trees and the lake and the green rice growing in the fields. So here the important point in this passage, she took up the bird and she popped him into the cage. Popped means put into the cage. Don't be such an old silly, said September. I have put you in the cage because I'm so fond of you. I know what's good for you much better than you do yourself. Sing me a little song and I'll give you a piece of sugar. But the little bird stood in the corner of his cage and looking out at the blue sky and never sang a note. What's the good of sulking? Said September. Why don't you sing and forget your troubles? How can I sing? Answered the bird. I want to see the trees, lakes, the green rice growing in the fields. I'll take you out every day, she said. It's not the same thing, said the little bird. The rice fields and the lake and the willow tree look quite different when you see them through the bars of a cage. The bird wouldn't sing a song and he wouldn't eat a thing. The princess was little anxious at this and asked her sisters what they thought about it. You must be prim, they said. Prim means stubborn or strong. But he won't eat. If he won't eat, he will die, she answered. That would be very ungrateful of him, they said. He must know that you are only thinking of his own good, and if he is obstinate and dies, it will serve him right and you will be well rid of him. September didn't see how that was going to do her very much good, but they were 8 to 1 and all older than she. So she said nothing. Perhaps she will have got used to his cage by tomorrow, she said. And next day, when she woke up, she cried out, "Good morning," in the cheerful voice. She got no answer. She jumped out of the bed and ran to the cage. She gave a startled cry, for there the little bird lay. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. So, here, as the little bird was popped into the cage, the little bird stopped eating and singing. The princess was little anxious, worried at this, and asked her sisters what they thought about it. They said that if he was obstinate means stubborn, and died, then she would have got rid of him. The princess did not like it, but she thought the bird would have become used to his cage by the following day. Here, the little bird stopped eating and singing. That was highlighted here. And the next day, the princess woke up from the bed and she wished good morning to the bird, but there is no reply. She jumped out of the bed and ran to the cage. The little bird lay at the bottom of his side with his eye closed, and he looked as if he were died. She opened the door and putting her hand in lifting him out. She gave a sob of relief, for she felt that his little heart was beating still. Wake up, little bird, she said. She began to cry, and her tears fell on the little bird. She opened his eyes and said that the bars of the cage were no longer around him. I cannot sing unless I am free, and if I cannot sing, I die, he said. The princess gave a great sob. Then took your freedom, she said. I shut you in a golden cage because I loved you. I wanted to have you all to myself, but I never knew that it would kill you. I love you enough to let you be happy in your own way. She threw open the window and gently placed the little bird on the sill. He shook himself a little. Come and go as you will, little bird, she said. I'll never put you in a cage any more. I will come because I love you, little princess, said the bird, and I will sing you the loveliest songs I know. I shall go far away, but I shall always come back. I never forget you. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. After seeing the bad condition of the singing bird inside the cage, she threw open the window and gently placed the little bird on the sill. Sill means the window pane. He shook himself a little. Come and go as you will, little bird, she said. So she granted the little bird to go outside and to fly outside happily. I will never put you in a cage any more. Hereafter, I will never put you in the cage, she said. I will come because I love you, little princess. So the little singing bird said, I will come because I love you, little princess, said the bird. and I will sing you the loveliest songs I know. I shall go far away, but I shall always come back. I shall never forget you. This was the happy moment that the bird was flying again over the lakes, over the green fields, rice fields, and to sing the beautiful song. So the important points here, I'll come because I love you, little princess, said the bird. It was the heart touching point of this story by the little singing bird to the Princess September. I shall go far away, but I shall always come back, and I shall never forget you. This was the comment gave by the small little singing bird. He gave himself another shake. Good gracious me, how stiff I am, he exclaimed. Then he opened his wings and flew right away into the blue. Blue means into the sky, but the little princess burst into tears, for it is very difficult to put the happiness of someone you love before your own, and with her little bird far out of sight, she felt all of a sudden very lonely. When her sisters knew what had happened, they mocked her and said that the little bird would never return, but he did at last. And he sat on September's shoulder and ate out of her hand and sang her the beautiful songs he had learned while he was flying up and down the far places of the world. September kept her window open day and night so that the little bird might come into her room whenever she felt inclined, and this was the very good for her. So she grew extremely beautiful, and when she was old enough, she married the king of Cambodia and was carried on a white elephant all the way to the city in which the king lived. But her sisters never slept with their window open. So they grew extremely ugly as well as disagreeable. And when the time came to marry them off, they were given away the king's counselors with a pound of tea and a Siamese cat. Somerset Maugham, slightly abridged. Let's listen to the explanation of these passages. So here, after she opened up the cage, then he opened his wings and flew out happily. When her sisters knew what had happened, they mocked. Mocked means they made fun of her and said that the little bird would never return back. But he did at last, and he sat on the September's shoulder and ate out of her hand and sang her the most beautiful songs. In this point, he sang her the most beautiful songs that was highlighted here in this passage. After a long time, September kept her window open day and night for the little bird so that he could come into her room whenever he liked. This was good for her too, and she grew extremely beautiful. Later, she married to the king of Cambodia. But her sisters never slept with their windows open, so they grew extremely ugly as well as disagreeable. So, as she was very lovable and kind-hearted, she grew very extremely beautiful, and see to the sisters of the Princess September, they grew ugly, extremely ugly as well as disagreeable. And when the time came to marry them off, they were given away the king's counselors with a pound of tea and a Siamese cat. Here at last, the main point of this passage is later she married to the king of Cambodia and she grew extremely beautiful, and still she was kept her window open day and night for the little bird to come inside whenever he liked. Children, that's the end of the story, Princess September, written by William Somerset Maugham.